Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are back with a new episode of the Challenge 40 Battle of the Eras. And we are coming back from the Rachel and Corey elimination win. And when we get back in the house again, Rachel is by herself. She's only one part of era one, and we still don't know what's happening with that. And Corey is like, I know I'm on era three, but I'm working with era two, basically. Nehemiah is his guy, and that's where he about to put his loyalties, which I agree.
Yeah, I also don't know why Josh was trying to play like, oh, I was rooting for you. I'm glad that you back. I would have been like, sir, get out of my face. Like,
Right.
I'm not trying to talk to you. Like, if it wasn't for you, and we'll get into this later, again, I wouldn't have been down here to begin with. Or at least you had sway into the decision. So yeah,
Hmm.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Um, I already told you my feelings about that. I think people like I'm not a fan of Josh, but I think people are putting
Who
too much.
is?
I think people are putting too much as far as that on him. Like Corey was going down either way. I don't care what nobody say. Josh, yeah, I could have talked you up, but Corey had already pissed people off. Corey was pissing what's his name? Theo off during that previous challenge.
Yeah.
And he was going in no matter what he said, buddy. I don't if I was
I,
Theo,
I
Josh,
think
yeah, if
I
I was
think
Theo
the
Josh, I
problem,
would have been like, that's great.
yeah.
But he told me that I was going in. So he going in. Like it's nothing Josh
Yeah.
said.
I don't know
Corey
what
talked
Corey
his
was
game off.
expecting from Josh in that moment.
Yeah.
Like,
Corey
I
talked his
think
own
the
game off that ledge. I
the
don't
whole the problem is that Corey, for the first time in what seems like forever, doesn't have a plan. Like he just going,
Corey never has a plan.
yeah, I'm about to say I
Corey
don't feel like he ever.
Corey usually has a plan. It's
Corey
just
never
not a
has a
good
plan.
one.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he
okay.
comes up with ideas as the game's going, and I think that's his biggest problem. And I'm still to this day, I'm still shocked. I don't know how Josh won Big Brother because he
Well,
is
Josh,
the
it was Josh won Big
worst
Brother because everybody hated
social
him.
player. Because I get physically he can't do like physically, no matter how hard he works out, he's a horrible athlete. We know this. But it seems like every single challenge, his social game gets worse and worse and worse. And it is almost, I don't want to say it's annoying,
It's
but
embarrassing at this point.
it's
Like
very, it's
Casey,
tiresome to see him on television at
if
this point.
KC is fed up with him, you know something is up because KC
Yeah,
knows.
that's what I'm like. It just, it's weird.
Yeah. But speaking of Josh, so the Vacation Alliance, which is Tori, Devin, Josh, and KC, they're going strong. And again, I don't know what's up with the challenge in these last couple of episodes with this heavy foreshadowing that they're doing. And basically there's like, oh, it can't be era 3 and 4 in this nomination the week for elimination because that will mess up our alliance. And then basically, Devin is upset with Johnny still, and he basically says that people pick the side, and if they're not on their side, then it's war essentially.
Yeah, he did say
Basically.
that. Mhm.
I mean, outside of that, nothing goes on. We get to the daily challenge, which is called Bottoms Out.
Mhm.
And then Ryan was super excited for that. Basically, players will solve a series of equations. However many equations they answer correctly earn them a handheld and foothold in a container. They'll be perched inside of, and then players will hang on, and the team that lasts the longest will win the challenge and be safe from elimination. Only two players that, and basically, the last whoever team loses, those two players go into elimination slash nomination or straight in. Um, Granted, I understand that this is a solo person's challenge. However, once again, I feel like this is the opposite situation of last week, where there was no way Derek and Rachel could win. I feel like, honestly, there was only one person who really could win because I don't have to worry about anybody else. And then I'm the only person. As long as I'm good, the time, like, there's nobody that can really beat me because again, it's about who lasts the longest. And if everybody dropping like flies, again, Rachel automatically, longer she get, her time, she can win.
I mean, I get, yeah, but so was it the person if whoever person lasts the longest on each team, that team's targets will win. That team's targets will win. So like let's say if Nehemiah would have lasted the longest out of everybody, would team two Laurel and whoever have won? Is that what it is? That what the rules were?
I
You know what I'm
think
saying?
so. I think whatever. So if like Nehemiah won, then whoever came in. No,
Like
because they didn't say. Because Error 3 came in at the bottom. So I guess.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Whoever won, does that team target win? So yeah, that's what I was gonna say because it's not an individual challenge because they went if Rachel won because she was the target, but if Nehemiah would have won, does that mean Laurel and them
Yeah,
would
they
have
just
won?
said the team that holds on the longest wins.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's how. Yeah, okay, so yeah, so yeah, so if Nehemiah won, then Laurel and Ryan would have been the winners of that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. With that, I know they want to say like Rachel had the advantage in that one because she solved it. So yeah, so they solved the math equation, then they get however many handholds for the number you get right, whatever. So Rachel solves it, she gets 6, but because she's only one person,
Exactly. It's like
it's
most
for
of
one person. But I think the challenge is trying to be like, oh, that was an advantage. Look, the single person got the advantage this time. No, it made it even
because
across
all I
the
needed to
board
do was get 4
because
of them right because 2 for
but
my
no,
hand,
but
2
I'm
for
saying
my feet.
even if I got all of them right, I got 50 handholds. It don't help me. I can't hold on no longer than anybody else with 3. Like
Yeah.
she had 6 and she could only use 3 of them. So the other advantage was useless. I got 3 sitting over there not being used. Like what am I, what
Yeah.
am
But
I doing
also,
those?
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
was
it's
like, this is not an
necessarily she
advantage.
couldn't use them. I don't think they had a choice of where they positioned them at.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
So
They should have said you could put them anywhere you want or something
yeah,
like
because
that.
she only like the way she I think went for her foot being stable versus her hand. So she chose, I think they had more at the bottom, like 4 at the bottom, and then one right here, and then one all the way on the other side. So it was like, this is the only thing that I can do. But again, like I said, when you have a team of 7 and they only get 14 right, and literally it's 2 pieces or 2 pegs per person, like there's no way a team can win this challenge.
Hmm.
So
No, but it was and so yeah. So it's for who. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if the whole team wins. Somebody on the team just had to stay up long because I don't know.
Yeah.
This was very I don't
It's
know.
been very confused. Some of these challenges have just been OD confusing. And this one was one of those I was like, I'm just watching for the vibes. Like I don't it's like I know what's happening, but then I don't know. It's
Yeah,
it's just a lot.
yeah,
yeah,
I just wish they would have structured this better. Because again, like I said, Rachel being the only person had the best advantage. Because again, when we saw error 4, they literally had 2 one for their hand, one for the foot per person. Because I think they only got like 14 and it was 7 of them. So it's like there's no way we can hold like even if let's say uh Theo held on the longest, he would have only been holding on with 1 peg for his foot and 1 hit with his hand. There's still no way compared to Rachel having 2 for her foot, 1 for her hand, and then I think maybe Devin have 4 or whatever. But again, there was still no way for that to work out evenly. And then we also saw that Josh was cheating and holding his foot on the freight as well.
but yeah. So with that, the math was
The
cool.
math was not math.
Yeah, the math was cool. But then Casey said, "Are you really the calculator kind of?" Well, I mean, if you got 14 right, like how many I gotta solve? How many you solve?
Exactly. Especially if I'm the only one solving. Compared to how many did y'all solve? I got 14
Yeah,
out of
like how many I
27.
solve now? 14 sound like a lot to me.
Out of 27, that's almost half. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
so But yeah, Casey this episode, she has some interesting points.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Rachel ends up winning. Error 3, Tori and Devin ends up being sent straight into elimination, which they automatically knows they're going against Error 4 for the most part. And they try to discuss with Rachel that it doesn't benefit them or benefit her to really vote for them when, and we'll see this later, where we are in or we're able to get into a position of power more frequently than someone like Ryan. Like, yeah, you got Laurel too, but what is Ryan really going to do for you if he's, stays essentially?
Yeah. Yeah. I understand the argument. I just don't like the argument as somebody, if you was in control, I'd be like,
I mean, but if it makes sense, like,
makes
I mean,
sense, but every time
that's always the argument. That's always the go-to argument. If you was in control, how would you feel if you were in control? Like that's always the fucking go-to. It's like, can we not do that? Like,
yeah.
can we just like for once, when we actually have a disagreement about a decision being made, can we stop trying to put the shoe on the other foot and let's just look at the shit directly?
But
Yeah,
again, I think at least we'll get to it when we get to nominations. But one of the players had a point. Whether it's our error or myself, I'm still going to win, and I'm going to most likely be coming back. So regardless of, it makes more sense for you not to vote me than it is for you to vote me just to preserve your friend. But error 4, go ahead.
It don't make more sense because just like not Laura, who's that? Ryan said, with us, you were going to be safe no matter what. With them, you were probably going in. Like it's
But again, if you save us, we owe you a favor for not throwing us in. So you're safe.
But why would you give me that favor? Because
Ryan needs to be, in order for that statement to be true, Ryan needs to be the one in the part power, and he needs to be the target. If Ryan don't vote, or if Ryan's not the target, his vote doesn't matter.
But their statement don't matter either, because if I'm sitting next to,
but it does.
If I'm sitting next to Tori and
whether
Devin,
it's our error or myself, we're coming back,
and you're coming back. And either way, you were gonna put me in. So I don't think.
I mean,
but to an extent,
when you look at it from that perspective,
again, you gotta think about it.
Yeah.
But again, you gotta think about it. That's the flaw with this particular part of the game. If Rachel is the only one that can be nominated, that's nothing I can do. Like,
okay, so there's nothing. Yes, so stop telling me nonsense. If there's nothing you can do, like
what we're saying
I think that's the problem right there.
But what we're saying is, if you again, if she lose, she's going straight in. So there's nothing really we could do. But again, if you don't vote for us, in my error, if you don't go straight in, and then it's between another team and you, we can protect you that way still. Like, there's still a way to protect you. But
why would
as long as you don't lose?
Why would you protect me? They were like, we protected you in the past. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Literally.
Well, he didn't say we protected you. We said we did as much as we could.
Which was nothing. You could do that. Which was nothing.
Again, that's the flaw in this game. If you're going straight in, there's nothing I can do.
Okay, so why? The conversation is useless there. They saying stuff that don't matter. They're like, we did as much as we could. What you could do was that you erased my whole team. So that's nothing.
That's not my fault. Your team sucked.
Like, I'm throwing you in. Like, I wouldn't even play this game. I would literally was like, this meeting is for nothing. You are going in because what are you even talking about?
But we do see Team Error 4 try to have Josh talk to her, and basically Josh, even Rachel was surprised because Josh was just like, yeah, you do whatever you want. I can't really save nobody. So peace, KC, essentially what he said. And Rachel was like,
I was a little again, it's not
especially for you to be doing all that at the end of the episode, and for you to be like, that's my number one. I ride for KC more than I do Tori. Like, that's my ace boom coon. Like,
I but like it's only so much Josh could do, but I think he could have said a little more. I don't think it matters either way. I don't think it matters, but I would have said something. Like I would have been like, do what you feel is I wouldn't have said like do what you feel is best. I would have been like, well, Casey is my friend, just like you, my friend. I'm coming to you to save her. So I will go to her to save you. That could be the
Yeah,
argument. That's real simple there. But I don't think he should have not said nothing. Now that was
yeah. Or again, if you do this, in the wise words of Corey, if you do this, then I'm gonna have to take it personal and
no, I
make
don't agree
it
with that. Because
make it
Rachel's his friend, just like what's name is his friend. So how you gonna come to your friend and threaten
well,
and
that's
your
another
friend
thing we
like,
need to talk about because I think Josh is using that word too loosely.
okay,
He
I
he
think they
does. He
are friends.
does. He does. He does. That is a huge character flaw. That is a like literally if we talking like biggest red flags, that's like one of the biggest red flags in challenge history is that nigga using that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was literally
I
like,
agree he does.
"Oh, Rachel is my trainer. We built this friendship. Oh, me and Gigi, we went out to eat. We built this friendship. That's my friend. Oh, this person
He
saved my
he he
cat."
takes emotional investment in the relationships with people way too quick, way too fast, and it always ends up biting him in the ass because like every interaction with somebody in that house has to be on a personal level, and it's
Yeah,
like you gotta stop doing that, whether it's good or bad. Because even when he wanted a rivalry with Wes, and it's like Wes is like, bro, there's no us, bro.
you're
Like
upset with me.
stop this. Like you're trying to make it personal. It's not going to be like that. So stop. So I
Well,
don't
let's say you got a rivalry with me. I don't have a
yeah,
rivalry
like
with you.
he made like Josh just made shit overly personal for no reason.
And then again, like KC said, and surprisingly, actually making sense, you have too much stake and you're giving out too many IOUs. So now basically your word means nothing to a lot of people
Exactly.
because, sir, you can't protect everybody that you
You
say that
can't
you're
promise
protecting.
half the house everything. Like even if you were in a position to where you was winning every challenge and you were the person that everybody went through to make the final decision, like that's still a lot for one person to control. So the fact that you don't even have that much power in the first place and you still promising all these people shit, it's like, bro, come on. How am I supposed to take you serious if that's all you do?
Yeah. Um, we do see also that Casey decides to talk to Rachel, and Rachel is a little perplexed by this because Casey was like, it was an unspoken, thing that we were working together. And Rachel was like, excuse me, man,
That was
unspoken that
what
is.
you call it. Just like say it, and maybe they'll believe it's true. Remember that conversation we had? Never had a conversation. Remember when I told you I was gonna text you? Never said that.
She
Yeah.
said, now you never talk game to me. Like, what do you mean this like unspoken?
It's
I got an alliance
unspoken and
with
also unthought of
Josh.
and unreal.
I got an alliance with Josh, not you. But
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah,
yeah,
Rachel's like, I don't know if that's what's gonna happen because we never had a thing. And I have an actual like 20-year friendship with Ryan.
yeah. We do see Rachel and Laurel talk as well. Laurel basically says that she has nobody in this game to protect, and basically she's an open slate. And also, I know we mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, but again, the Laurel erasure is really like crazy. Like I get that she had a lot of problematic moments, but if y'all not gonna make it a statement that's saying y'all dissolving her from the storylines and the edits, then it just comes off real weird that she's literally no confessionals, no nothing. She get this one moment because it's storyline dictated to Rachel because she's a target, but outside
Mm-hmm.
of that, nothing. So I don't know where it's going to lead if she does, let's say, make it to the final and win. If they're going to validate her win, or because right now it's given she's
I don't
ready
think
from
it's
the.
validated, but yeah, they are seem to be censoring her appearance on the show.
Yeah. I guess we can get to nominations, or really we can get to eliminations. I don't think anything to mention.
Well, then Rachel basically makes up her mind and she goes to talk to what's his name? She goes to talk to Kylan and Casey to let them know that they are going up, which I already felt like that was what was gonna happen. And then we see this moment in the dressing when in the rooms, and they're like, this is I'm sorry. Again, I am not Team Josh, but to all of a sudden be like, this is all Josh's fault, baby. Go talk to
I
Rachel.
don't think they saying that.
No, they
I don't think.
literally said the words, this is all Josh's fault.
No, they
Like,
didn't say
how is it
that. They
all Josh's
said a
fault?
big majority of it is every time that we have people in there, you're not doing nothing. Like, even if you can't do nothing, you're still not doing the bare minimum to protect the people that you claim is in your alliance.
I think it's a
Even with
little bit
Corey,
much what they're
you
asking
didn't
for.
when it came down to it, you chose bananas. And you know we're not working with bananas.
Exactly.
When it came
Okay,
down
well,
to
that
it with
situation, yes, I
KC,
agree.
you still didn't choose KC. You were just like, hey, it is what it is.
Talking about tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, tonight. Yeah, I agree. But to say
So at this point, it's like you're literally not working with us.
no, to
Yeah,
change the whole
his
decision.
decision making skills have set him apart to where it's like you can't even defend it, and you're trying if you're trying to be on his side, how do you defend that? Because his actions have shown that he's doing the complete opposite of what he's supposed to be doing.
I get it, but like I think the narrative of how much they put on it being his fault this episode was a lot to me. And then for them to
But
be
he
like,
also put that on himself though.
but
But
then for them
also,
to
you got to
yeah,
think about it. I
that's what
do
I'm saying.
think
I wouldn't let them put that on me. Like he be sitting there letting them.
Yeah.
No, I didn't
But
vote for
that's
you,
but
and it
that's when
ain't
I
your fault.
was
there
so that's
is.
why when I remember when I was mentioning you guys the podcast where it was Johnny and Rachel talking, and Rachel made a very good point. I'm gonna drop my phone. Rachel made a very good point was that Josh does a shitty job of defending himself in these arguments. Like when people press him
Yes.
about shit, it never goes well. He does not know how to properly defend his decisions that he
Yeah.
makes in the game. And because he's such a very emotional person, he don't know how to think logically in arguments.
Yeah.
Because there's a
But that
logical
just goes
reason for
with
everything
all
he's
his
doing,
actions
but he
too. Like,
can't really process that.
Yeah, he could say, yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying. He let like in this argument, Michelle coming at him and all these other people coming at him. You say the reason why you did and don't let them come at you like that. But because you're gonna sit there and be like, yeah, you're right. I could have did better. Da, da, da. No, tell them I did this because I need to play for my game as well as you guys, but also my game. This is my friend. That will hurt me to go against her in that sense. Whatever you want to say.
but you can't say I'm your number one and you're not going for bat for me.
I said with the KC thing, I think he should have said something to not say nothing.
But that's what I'm saying. I think to a certain extent, I think why they are putting so much pressure on Josh is because, yes, whether or not he steps up may not change Rachel's mind or even change Theo's mind last week, but you still have a good enough relationship where you can get them to question enough to be like, do this make sense logically for me? And that's what I like about Kylan because he's able to like, okay, like when Rachel told them that he was going in, he was like, I don't think that's the smart move, X, Y, Z, but I'm not mad at it. And Josh, if he does that, I'm like, look, again,
but that's what I'm saying. Kylan is a game person.
Yeah.
Like, Kylan ain't got no personal ties to none of these people. So it's
I
a
get
different
that. I
game.
get that Josh doesn't have the.
It's a different game than Kylan. Kylan can play that way. Josh is not gonna say it don't hurt me or blah blah blah. Kylan's like, it's fine. I ain't gonna see y'all outside of this, so I actually don't care. So
Exactly.
like it's different. So that they have two different games. I can't even compare them.
But I'm just saying that with Josh, all he has to do is just give a little effort and be like, and then again, the way you say stuff also matter because again, like Michelle said, Did you say it this way or
I was
did you
about to-
say it that way?
I am so glad you missed it. I disagree with what that sentence that Michelle said because yes, that is a hard line in the stand sentence, and you, as my friend, better not ever say that to me because what do you mean? I was like, I'm glad he didn't say that, Michelle. You gonna say if you do this, we ain't friends no more, baby? We ain't friends no more. After you
That's
say that, after
crazy.
you said that statement,
That's
But
crazy.
I think, but again,
that was
Casey my
crazy.
number
I'm glad he
one.
didn't say that.
They gotta people gotta stop. And the one thing I don't like is how they like to leverage their friendships
Exactly
for
that.
this game
But
when
again, you
you
can't
got
call.
people who
I agree, but I think in that instance, again, in a normal game, yes. In this instance, no, because again, KC is your number one. There's
Yes,
no way a friendship should
I mean,
become
yeah,
before your
you're
number
right.
one,
You're right. You're
especially
right.
if your number
but
one
not that.
is your best friend.
You're
If
right.
you if you
But
put Casey
still,
in, we ain't. If you put Casey in, we ain't talking no more. We ain't ever gonna be friends. No,
yeah, like it's
no.
like
In this game,
you
yes,
can't
we're not going to be
you
friends.
can't
It's on
mortgage a
site.
friendship based off this game.
Yeah, you
It
can't.
when it look. And maybe
Again,
this is because we're in a new generation. So a lot of the older cast members, they understand. Like it's part of the fucking game. Like this is what we grew up on. This is not like we've already made a lifestyle. So a lot of the OGs who made a lifestyle out of this shit, they get it.
so elimination is called Cable Connection Showdown. Players must untangle a bunch of intertwined cables and light up a motherboard that holds the logo of all 40 seasons of the challenge. They'll have to figure out which course lights up the right logos until all 40 is correct. Whoever finished first remains in the game. Loser heads home. Devin and Kylan at first. It was a blowout. Devin, I don't know how he tried to
I
justify
don't know what he
it.
was thinking about. I don't know. I don't really get
Mm-mm.
what his strategy was. He was saying, I don't know what he was. I was about to try to rationalize it, but I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't. I guess maybe the way they explained it was a little bit different that he thought, but also I think the way they explained it, I think led to interpretation because even I thought that it wasn't going to be a straight, oh, this plugs in type of thing where you just got to match the cord to the plug that it automatically lights up like the rows. There was no like, oh, this one is missing two. Let me literally just push this one in and then I got all 40. It was more so, oh, you need to take this out, not just, yeah, that's what I thought. I think they should have had more like duplicates in there. So, and then it shouldn't have been like straight lace because I feel like everything was like on a rose spectrum. So, like, if you get the rose, pretty much, So, I
Yeah.
think that's kind of where he started at, but when he saw that wasn't the case, it was kind of too late. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so Kylan wins. Devin goes home, unfortunately.
I mean, I have to say, I'm telling you, it was just a lot, and I don't necessarily like that much of the Vacation Alliance being in the house at the same time. So, I mean, this is the first time ever that I was okay with Devin going home. I've never liked Devin to go home. But
Josh
this time I was like,
Josh and Casey are always my go-to if we got to get rid of somebody in the best case.
I mean, I know, but for this
Yeah.
in this specific challenge, I mean, elimination, I was like, people I would want to win for this elimination. I want Devin and Casey to go home. That's why I literally just because like I never want Devin to go home, but this time I was like, I don't want this Vacation Alliance running stuff up north. Somebody got to leave.
Well, but I think that's why I think Devin would have made it interesting in the next part of the game because then we can really see what moves can be made now that they're not tied together. That's when I feel like it's a real game when we're not tied to each other.
Yeah,
Because I don't think that he would have let Josh off with that.
yeah, I think I'm just used to in previous challenge. Devin is more like a West game, and he plays
Yeah.
like more. He has to play more of a strategic game, very smart. And this time with all these people in the house, it was just super easy for him. And so I was like,
I agree with Jessica.
yeah. He
I
usually
don't think it was
has to-
as easy.
I think
but
it was.
yeah, usually Devin be having to work and strategize with people, get people. But
I mean, but Devin haven't had to work in like the last 5-6 seasons.
But I'm just saying, it's usually.
I think
you
it's
have to
because
try-
he's
he had to-
become more tolerable.
Yeah, he got more people on his side, and him,
Yeah,
a
like
lot of
he's
people
more
on his
likable.
side is not as entertaining for me as when Devin is out here making these deals, willing the deal. He didn't have to do
I like
nothing.
Devin behind the keyboard. I like Devin behind. I like Puppet Master Devin. So we see the elimination between Tori and
AC.
KC. It was pretty straightforward. Even they tried to make it seem like they hit the buzzers at the same time, but we all know Tori
We,
was
we
there
saw
first.
Tori ran ahead of her. And so when they went to commercial, I was like, why is there a commercial here? Clearly Tori won.
They be trying to think we dumb with these commercials.
Yeah, I
Like
was like,
again, some people don't even watch it with commercials. It's like literally jailbroken. So like
yeah.
we know, like come on now.
Because they put a commercial, I was like, maybe Tori slips and doesn't win. Because other than that, there should not be a commercial. Really, Tori was in front of her.
Yeah, literally running, and then when they come back from commercial, they try to replay it again to make it look like they started at the same time. But again, and then they was like, "Oh, KC got that." Like, no, she did it. Like,
Yeah, I
but
was like,
anyway, Tori wins. KC goes home. TJ lets everyone know it's time to switch it up and that everybody is playing for themselves and that they're still keeping the target system. So now it's 3 men, 3 women from any era, any team in that. So Tori on the command of Devin was like light Johnny up. So I thought they was gonna put Josh in there too. I really wanted Josh again. Josh keep getting saved by these targets, but
I mean, I knew they
Tori,
wasn't gonna. I mean, Josh made you mad, made them mad, but I mean, that's still their friend. He's still not
he
gonna
still
pick
needs
him.
to learn a lesson. Because
Okay,
again,
make
Right.
my
if you
lesson.
don't
Like you
learn,
said, the lesson need to be outside of the game. Don't we can talk about this at home. Like, do not be out here trying to teach me lessons when money is on the line. Do not play with me, 'cause that would really ruin something. Like that don't make
but
sense.
Tori selects Derek, Ryan, and Bananas. Most likely, her logic is everybody in the house is going to say Derek and Ryan, and Johnny is automatically going to, be the house vote. But they aiming for Johnny this week. And then Kylan selects Rachel, Aviv, and Jenny.
I really don't understand. I just don't understand. When he picked Jenny, I was just surprised at Jenny. I was like,
I really thought he was about to choose like Laurel, Rachel, and Tara. That's
I
what
mean,
I would have done.
I understood picking Rachel because Rachel just threw you in. So
Yeah.
okay. Aviv,
And
I guess
then
you want to pick.
Laurel and Cara would have been your next best.
I
Fresh
thought that. And then he said,
but
Jenny, I was
Aviv
like,
and Jenny.
why? He said because Jenny is backing Era 2. Then pick Era 2. Like, why pick the person? It didn't make sense. And
Yeah,
Jenny's
especially
barely
for
backing them. She's
especially
barely.
Kylan, you know this feeling of being everybody's nomination back to back.
Yes. I was like, no, 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 like feeling bad for Kyla next season when they throw him in every time because obviously you don't care. But what was I about to say? So now everybody's an individual player. And
So
so
we'll see how these
Yeah,
as
it's finally gonna get interesting. I think that it took a long time to get to an individual game, but my goodness, we finally got here.
yeah,
I wonder how it would have been if Rachel got eliminated. Would they still win individual? Like how they
I
would.
think they still would have went individual, but I think it would have been more. I think it would have been a little bit more kind of like, climactic because it'd have been like, oh, like it's really legit 3 teams, and it's like we've been working together. We got out an entire
Yeah.
era, and it's
But I feel
like,
like they have to go individual now because they just felt
they couldn't
sorry
think of no
for
more, no more. They couldn't think of no
because
more.
anything else that like Rachel is at such a huge disadvantage
Yeah,
that it's almost like we
yeah.
can't. They're not
They
gonna
couldn't
just
think of no more
change the rules and
challenges.
throw her
With
with another group.
yeah,
So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's just go ahead and cut
make
that
it an
cut that
individual.
team
Yeah, I'm
shit out.
glad they did.
I'm
But
not a
like I
fan of
said, it's gonna
teams.
be
Like this is not Survivor. I'm not a fan of teams, and then we make the merge. Like leave that to Survivor, nigga. Like
Yeah,
if we teams all the way through. Figure it out.
I don't mind partners, but I don't know if I like teams.
I don't like
I just
partners.
I just want to if they're gonna stick to a format, stick to it all the way
Partners is
through.
terrible. Partners is why Laurel has this fucking attitude the way that she does.
We'll see where things go from there. But
Excited to see next week.
so for our fantasy draft, currently in first place with pretty much his whole team again for some reason is Team Say with 2,276 points. In second place is my team with 1,203. And then in third place is GG with 1,087 points. So don't I don't even know who's gonna win this game at this point anymore.
I was disappointed when Derek got sent home, but then
Yeah.
I think he's gonna win.
I realized that like Derek has been competing on one leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no way Derek was gonna stay the whole game through.
I was
watching.
I'm like, damn, I want him to win, but like
He almost had it. I think it was close.
but that also shows you how tough he is, how he can literally almost win on one leg.
Can't remember if it's a man and a woman.
They say there, so I'm guessing it's two.
Yeah, okay, so two winners.
It's gonna be a man and a woman winning. It just depends on what man.
But again, I don't know.
And if you see Jordan in the final, you're losing.
But I don't know how they're gonna call this season the battle of the errors if we got two different errors winning.
It don't matter.
It does. You can't say
it don't matter. You know it don't matter. You know they don't follow the rules.
It have two people on different errors win.
You know they don't follow no damn rules.
Like that's gonna be the interesting part.
Well, that is our recap and review for this week's episode of the Challenge 40. Please like and subscribe, leave us a comment down below, and we will see you on our next video. Peace.